Hi, my name is Coach B, the CEO, co-creator of Extraordinary Outcomes. I'm an ordinary person with extraordinary aspirations who believes in living life fully alive. Welcome to Monday Morning Magic. Good morning, CEOs. Good morning, CEOs. It is Monday morning, 7:30 a.m. Yes, I know it's Memorial Day. People are relaxing and recuperating from their outings during this weekend, but we are committed to being here on Mondays at 7:30 a.m. Welcome to Monday Morning Magic. My name is Coach B. I have a great topic for you today, and the topic, service and salary, not service or salary, service and salary. So let's go ahead and do our check-in. So let's get it done. This is for you, Saturday, July 15th, 2023, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Registration will be closing soon. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up. I'll be making more of an announcement on that in a day or two. But let's get it done. This is for you, Saturday, July 15th, 2023, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. In-person coaching experience. More details to come. Let me check in with everyone. How's everyone doing? How was your weekend? This is Memorial Day weekend, so I want to thank people who have served, who during their time of service or due to complications of their service and the armed forces that they have succumbed to their injuries or have passed away doing service for us to have our freedom. My weekend was pretty quiet, very uneventful, spending more time on creating and building the website. And I want to say that, again, it's been a learning curve, and I know it's starting to sound like a broken record. What I come to learn this week is that the Bing search engine and the Google search engine is two different search engines. So while the Google search engine is up, the Bing search engine is down. So getting that to operate and function properly so that every time I make a change on the website, all of those things can be in sync. Right now, they are not. So I apologize for that. I just discovered this, I want to say Thursday afternoon, late Thursday afternoon, the discovery of that, that the Bing wasn't uh, operating appropriately, but the Google had to go back in and try to undo some stuff and ran into another obstacle. But you know what? Obstacles are made to get through. And I'm okay with that because it's, like I said, it's been a learning curve and I love learning irrespective of what type of learning it is. I understand right now that we are not live on Facebook. I will change that after this recording from it is on private right now, but I will change it to public. But we are live right now on YouTube, and so that's just to get the house cleaning items out of the way. You can give StreamYard permission. That was something else that was noticed, that the StreamYard link wasn't correct. So now that's been corrected. You can find me on YouTube. You know, a lot of people uh, uh, make this stuff seem easy. They are very proficient in this stuff. And I want to tell you that behind the scenes, it's like a duck. You see a duck in water, and you see from the head up, and the duck just looks like it is moving smoothly through water. But underneath, them legs are working hard to keep that duck afloat. And that's the way I feel right now. Like I'm a duck in water, right? That I'm working really hard behind the scenes so that when we present and have our videos and learning experiences up, that it will be smooth sailing. However, there's a learning curve. And a lot of times people don't talk about the learning curve. I want to be transparent and authentic with you and say I've been in for the ride of my life with this, but I want to get to the topic and to remind you to like, share, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I want to find out why, the subscription is at a standstill as well. Is there a feature that I'm missing on YouTube or Facebook that's not allowing for that feature to be connected to? So I'm not really sure. Again, I'm learning like 4 or 5 platforms at a different time: Canva, YouTube, Facebook, StreamYard, some other thing that I'm learning, building a website. So I'm learning 5 different platforms, software, services, at the same time. So if it looks a little disjointed right now, it's okay. Because I'll look back on this a year from now and be like, whoo, girl, you was working hard to get this thing right, and it'll be okay. So again, you can find me, Coach B, the CEO, and that is on yes, YouTube, and on Facebook it would look similar to this, Coach B. Welcome CEOs, and as I said earlier, I understand that we are not live publicly on Facebook right now, but behind the scenes, I'll get that changed in a moment. So I'm gonna take the comments down so we don't have to worry about that. And let's get into the subject today: service and salary. So I've been listening, learning, and dealing with this matter for quite some time now. And I'll tell you how this came about. So I have a 30-year work experience in the field of substance use and mental health. And majority of that time I had been a salaried employee. And up until a few years ago, I decided to become an entrepreneur. And you might say, well, what does the salary have to do with service? So when you are employed by an organization, you receive a salary for your service. The price is fixed. Let me get into these definitions. The price is fixed. When you look at salary, salary is a fixed regular payment, typically paid on a monthly or bi-weekly basis, but often expressed as annual sum. So somebody might say to you, well, what's your income? What's your salary? How much do you make a year? And you'll give them the number, right? Whatever that is, whether it's upper 5 figures, mid 5 figures, 6 figures, mid 6 figures, it doesn't matter, but you get a salary. And your salary is based on your experience, your education, and your expertise. And this is what your salary is based on. So let me break that down. They may say, well, how many years have you been in a particular position? How much knowledge do you have? And the knowledge might be formal or informal, meaning, do you have a degree? Do you have a training, a skill set, X, Y, and Z? And then what is your expertise in the matter? Because you can have knowledge and not be an expert because you haven't done it long enough. Like right now, I'm a novice when it comes to this technical stuff. Now, will I ever become an expert? I don't know. Will I have some fundamental knowledge? Yes, because as I said, I'm going through this learning curve. And what's my experience? It wasn't up until recently, like everyone else, that, during the pandemic, we had to learn some new things. So as an employee, I would go to work and there would be a tech person. I would go to work if I needed something done with communications, like putting together a flyer or what have you. Depending on the type of job I had, we had people in place to perform those tasks. If I needed to see a client, then there would be a client assigned to me. And there would be a salary at the end of the year. And based again on my experience, my knowledge, and my expertise, I would fit into this salary bracket, X, Y, and Z to X, Y, and Z. And why a bracket? Because you would come in, or I would come in at one rate. If I stayed doing the job for a little while and got a promotion, then it would go up. My annual salary would go up. And then there is a ceiling to how much you can make in a particular position at a given job. So we all know that experience. However, when you become an entrepreneur, something fundamentally changes. And what's the fundamental changes? All of the things I just described. What's my experience? What's my expertise? What's my educational level? What is it that I'm being of service of? How am I assisting others? And the work that I'm doing, what is the salary for that? That's an excellent question. How much value am I bringing to, and I'm just going to put the word clients in parentheses because it's just a familiar terminology, client or clientele. What value am I bringing to other people's lives? And as I mentioned, because I had been in the field for so long, I had to discover for myself, well, Lila, first of all, what's your job description? Who's the clientele that you're going to serve? And in your industry, based on your experience, your knowledge, and your expertise, and I don't want to be ashamed to say it, I don't want to be shy about it, but here's the thing. If we don't talk about money, we don't talk about money. And there's a whole psychology around the money. I'm going to get into that in the next couple of weeks. What do I pay myself as an entrepreneur? What do I pay myself as an entrepreneur? What do I pay myself? So remember, before salary, somebody said, "Hey, this is what the salary range is for X, Y, and Z." Now, all of the out, the technical stuff, communication department, lining up clientele, having office space, all of those other things were already set up. However, when you become an entrepreneur, now you have to think about all of those things. What does your service look like? What does your product look like? Who is your clientele? How much do you want to earn, be paid for the value? And somebody said, well, serve first. Don't worry about the money. Some people say, listen, start low, get your foot in the door because you're building your business, and then increase your prices later. However, I can tell you from firsthand experience, all entrepreneurs are thinking about what is their salary going to be. Some think about it more than others. However, if you are an entrepreneur and this is your main source of income, I'm not talking about you have a job and you're building slowly, or you are built to a point where you were able to not lose, but leave your place of an employment and you went out on your own. And then you still begin to realize that there is a salary-based question on the end of the work that you are doing. Because we're taught not to talk about money. We're taught taught that money is the root of all evil. However, when we take on a 9 to 5, a 12 to 8, a 8 to 4, whatever your shift is, money is included. They say, hey, here's your salary, here's your fringe benefit, your time off, your vacation, your sick time, personal leave, workers' compensation, unemployment, with all of these factors that are what? Encompass the concept of money. When you have a job and you go on vacation 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, depending on your employment, that's money. You're getting paid while you're on vacation. If you have sick days and you need to take some time off, you're getting paid because that fringe benefits are included. If you get hurt on the job, there's worker compensation, there's money involved. And all of this is based on what? A salary. Somebody did the math and said, hey, your portion of skills, your task, your job description, we equate that to X, Y, and Z. As entrepreneurs, we need to shift our mindset from it's all about service all the time to include, and this is why I titled this service and salary, not one or the other, because if you are an entrepreneur and you're working to build your business and you have no income coming in, you will not thrive, period. Matter of fact, if you have no income coming in, you don't have a business. If you have no income coming in, income, another word for money, then you don't have a business. Now, most people, they say, you know what? I'm going to start the business and I'm going to keep my job. And again, when I get to a certain level, then I'll make that transition. But even after you make the transition, you're not only thinking about this year's income, you're thinking about next year's income. You're thinking about projection. You're thinking about what products, what services do I need to be doing? Where do I need to take a shift or pivot in my work in order to keep an income stream? An income stream. A stream is something that flows in and out, in and out, in and out. I provide a service. Hopefully, that's of value to individuals that are changing people's lives for the better. And in exchange, I get a thank you note in the way of income. Same thing for the job, the job. You provide a service, you get paid. Service, get paid. Service, get paid. And notice in the industry, you work, you get paid. 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 And if you're in a certain industry and it's lucrative, you might get something called, excuse me, you may get a package prior to your service, depending on the industry. Some people get content. What is it? I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Some people get paid on consignment. They get a little bit of money here and there because they're on standby in the event that something happens. So there's no way, whether it's traditional, non-traditional, when I say non-traditional, meaning entrepreneurial work, or traditional 9 to 5 office work, brick and mortar work, there's no way that people continue to provide service, and eventually not get paid. So let me say that again because it sounds almost backwards, right? The more service that you provide, the more expertise, the more knowledge, the more education you have, the more service you can provide, the more valuable that becomes, the more you can have a greater income. However, people that do service work continuously without pay or income are volunteering. They're volunteering their service. They're volunteering their service. And this is why work, volunteer, and entrepreneurship, it almost sounds like it's interchangeable. However, it is not. I remember when I first started my career some 30 something years ago, they was like, Lila, do some volunteer work so that you can do what? Get the skill set that you need in order to do the work that you want to do. And I spent many years doing volunteer work, got accolades and all of that kind of stuff from different state departments, city departments that say, hey, thank you for being of service. Thank you for your act of assistance. Thank you for being of service. However, when I went to work, I received a salary. As an entrepreneur running a business, income, revenue, whatever language you want to use, salary, income, revenue, return on investment, whatever language you want to use, it all encompasses the word money. People doll it up, and at the end of it, it still is about a salary. At the end of it, I wanted to just say that as a coach, are there conflicts between being, as should have said, being of service, not or, being of service and creating a salary? There are a lot of people out here that are on the entrepreneurial walk right now. They want to become coaches. They have coaching practices. Some people are training people to be coaches. Some people are private coaches. And I'll tell you, when first starting out, one of the biggest questions that people ask themselves is, how much should I do as service for free, voluntarily, and how much should I charge? And the reason why I'm doing this is that it's both. There's never a in or. Design for yourself what you want to volunteer. Design for yourself what your income status will look like. Create that for yourself. Work to create that for yourself. Make that decision because it is so important to the work that you're doing. And when I say create that for yourself and design that for yourself, there's something called a projection. A projection. How much do you really want to earn this year, next year? Get that number in your mind and then work backwards. Find out what it takes to get that done. To get that done. You cannot have a business, be an entrepreneur, and not have income, not have revenue, not have a service, not have a product. In the days of just doing this because, I feel like I just want to help people. I love people. I want to be of service. That is great. Please go and serve people. Please go and help people. Service first, salary second. However, it's not either or. It is service first. Bring something of value to the table. Sit down, do an inventory, say, hey, what can I do to be of service that brings value to a person? And then ask yourself, what is the income that you would like to create for yourself? This is especially if you're an entrepreneur or somebody that has a 9 to 5 but wants to do a little something on the side. Ask yourself, what does that look like? What does it entail? What is the footwork for that? Because it's not what you think it is. And I can tell you that from experience. Because as an entrepreneur, you're creating every aspect of your business with somebody else. Nobody is setting up your office for you. Nobody is giving you the contract. Nobody is giving you the clientele. Nobody is doing all of those things for you. you're going to have to put in the footwork. That means that there's time and energy that you will expend on creating, building, and being your practice. And it will not, trust me when I tell you, it will not come for free. And when I say it will not come for free, there are some things that you will get for free, and there's other things that you're going to have to make a decision on what to purchase and what to buy. So there's no way that I know possible to do a business and money is not involved, either as an expense or as an income. Guys, listen, I love talking with you guys today. It's been great. This has been Memorial Day. I hope the information that I am giving you is useful, that it gives you food for thought. Someone is watching. Thank you for watching. That I'm giving you food for thought and something to think about in terms of the future that you want to create. There's so much that goes into it, and then at times it's simple as pie. This has been your Monday Morning Magic, and I'll see you next Monday.